All right, we've all been there, right? You're walking out of the grocery store, and there they are. You buy a box, maybe two, but what if I told you someone bought a single box of Girl Scout cookies for $10,000? Yeah, today we're diving into that wild story.
So let's just put this into perspective for a second. On one side, you've got the price we all know, about $6 a box. And on the other, a price tag that's literally a down payment on a car. This was not just a big tip, you guys. This was a statement. It really makes you ask what was actually being bought and sold in that moment.
Okay, so to figure out how we got to a $10,000 cookie, we got to zoom out. We need to look at the big picture, because this whole thing didn't just happen out of nowhere. It's actually part of this huge online world built on something we're going to call viral giving, and it's all powered by the guy who wrote the check.
Let's talk about scale for a second. That number you're seeing, that's not just some subscriber count. That's an audience so massive it's bigger than the population of most countries. Seriously. We're not talking about some guy just making videos in his basement. This is a full-blown global media operation with some serious influence.
And what fuels this whole media engine? Well, it's a concept he basically perfected, if not invented: viral philanthropy. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You take these spectacular acts of giving, these huge, generous moments, and you turn them into entertainment, the kind of jaw-dropping content that's just so insane, you have no choice but to click on it, watch it, and then share it with everyone you know. All right, so we've got the who and the why pretty much down. Now let's get to the what. Let's actually break down the anatomy of this viral transaction.
So picture this, right? It's just a totally normal afternoon. You've got a local Girl Scout troop set up, doing what they do every single year, selling cookies, learning a little about business, trying to raise some money for their activities. Just a completely normal day. And then, suddenly, it wasn't. And what happened next was just surreal. He literally just walks up to the table and goes, "How much do these cookies cost? Can I pay $10,000? Is that okay? Okay, here's $10,000. I mean, just like that. No big announcement, no fanfare. It's the absolute casualness of the whole thing that is so shocking. I mean, just let that number sink in. $10,000. For a little community troop, that's not just a good sales day. That's funding for their activities, for their goals, for years. We're talking summer camps, field trips, community projects, all of it. Paid for in a transaction that took, what, less than a minute? It's insane. But wait. Here's the kicker. After handing over this giant wad of cash, he takes one box. Just one. And that's the moment you realize, oh, okay, this was never, ever about the cookies. It was about the gesture, it was about the content, it was a performance.
So yeah, the moment itself was over in a flash, but the impact? That lasts way longer. So let's talk about the ripple effect. What really happens when a cookie sale turns into a global viral moment?
Well, for the Girl Scouts, the benefits were, immediate and absolutely massive. First, you've got the cash, 10 grand, just like that. That's a total game changer for any troop. But honestly, it went way beyond the money. All of a sudden, their little cookie stand was being talked about on national news. They got this huge platform that they could never have bought or even dreamed of. And really, this is what you'd call a perfect win-win situation. Think about it. The troop gets this life-changing funding and this absolutely insane level of exposure. And what does Mr. Beast get? He gets the perfect piece of content. It's feel-good, it's super shareable, and it just doubles down on his entire brand of being this incredibly generous guy, which of course brings in a ton of views and a whole lot of ad revenue.
So when you boil it all down, what are we really looking at? The crucial thing to understand here is that this is so much more than just a nice person giving away a bunch of money. We are literally watching generosity become a content strategy. Philanthropy is being pulled out of the quiet, behind-the-scenes world of anonymous donations and fancy galas, and it's being turned into this super powerful, super profitable, and frankly, super effective business model for the internet age.
And all this brings us to a really fascinating and kind of complicated question, doesn't it? When an act of charity becomes a piece of mass entertainment, who really benefits the most? Is it the Girl Scouts who got a life-changing amount of money? Is it the creator who's building an entire empire on these acts of giving? Or is it us, the millions and millions of people who get to watch it all happen? The real answer? Well, it's probably a little bit of all of the above, and it's definitely something to think about.